I'm able to scroll on that. That's good. Hello, viewers. Hello. We are live on Charities Bible USA. And this is going to be a question and answer session for the DS-260. I am overwhelmed by the support that I have gotten from all of you. We have reached 384 subscribers, close to 400. I hope that we reach 400 by today evening. So I hope that all of you are doing well. I am doing fine too, and I thought it was best for me to acknowledge some of my new subscribers. And if you're there, please say hi. And let's go on and see. I'm typing something here. Welcome to Charities USA. There. So thank you for being part of Charities Bubble. We say that in this space, we want to learn and know how to fill out the green card. When we win the green card, how to go about it. So this is all about it. And I have received so many questions from my viewers, the ones that were watching the DS-260 video. And we have some questions about, let me acknowledge some of the people who have joined us. Lillian Minor, she's a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to Charities Bubble. I have Judy Wairimo. I have Davis Dashana, Edith Nyanga, my good friend. Thank you for all your support. So let's see a question that one of my subscribers had asked. They had asked that they want a green card, that the girlfriend want a green card, and they had not been married yet, but now they are married. And so he was asking, can he add his name on the DS-260? Now, if you watch my video about the reasons why you are going to be denied the green card, one of the things is if you add someone who was not there initially. Nick Mwangi, thank you for watching me. Karibu. Thank you, Nick Mwangi, for joining us. So like I said, I was talking about this person who was saying that if they can be added on the DS-260. Now, when you win the green card, it doesn't mean that you cannot get married or you cannot have babies or whatever. No, life has to go on. But if there is anything that has changed in your life, if you have gotten married, if you have had a baby, the best thing to do is to contact them before you fill out the DS-260, because they will be able to help you on how to go about it. But do not add anybody before telling them, because that could be a grounds for you not getting your green card. So please, for that question, make sure that you contact them first. When you go to the website, the travel.state.gov, they have contact information. You can contact them, you can email them, and then they can tell you. And just to clarify here, the number that they give you on the website is not going to be their number for the American Embassy in Nairobi or on whatever country you are. It is going to be on where you send your DS-260. So make sure that you contact them and you ask them that question. All right. So I have another one who asked me if you need any qualification to fill out a green card. Actually, I would say, like, in very simple terms, anybody can win a green card. Anyone. But there are requirements that they need. If you did not go to school, make sure that you have 2 years minimum experience. And I am going to repeat that all the time because some people are scared because they have not gone to high school. So they're like, maybe if I fill the green card, they are not going to take me. No. Just take 2 years minimum work experience and you'll be fine. You will be okay. Now, I have Monica Wairimo. She asked me, her daughter turns 21 years. Can I, let me read. My girl turned 21 years. Can I add her on my application on October? Now, if you have a child who is who is 21 years old and they are not married, you can add them. And if you win the green card, they qualify. They qualify to go with you. So, if they are 21, it's okay to add them there. Very, very, very important. Now, I have another viewer who asked me about the B1 and B2. I am going to do another show about that one, and I am going to explain anything, because before I do any show, I like to go to the website and read and make sure that I am giving everyone the right information. I have Berry Wanjiro. She asked, can a class 8 certificate holder win a green card? Yes, a class 8 certificate holder can win a green card. As so long as when you win your green card, you will provide them 2 years minimum work experience. So let's say, for example, you finished class 8 and you went to do tailoring. Here it's called a seamstress. Now, let's assume that you have your own shop and you have been making clothes for people and selling them, and you have been buying the materials. You have all those receipts. Of course, you pay your rent. Make sure that you compile all that information and take it to the embassy. It has to be 2 years minimum experience. That is what they want. And this thing, when we grew up, or even some people, even right now in Africa, they think that when you come to the US, the normal jobs that are done, or maybe in Kenya, they are not here. Now, when you come here, it is a country just like any other. It's only that America is more developed. But that does not mean that we don't have farmers here. We have people who do farming. We have people who do babysitting. That's a career. You have to be certified, of course, to do babysitting. We have people who do house cleaning. They come, companies, they come and clean your house. We have other people who make people's clothes, tailors, seamstresses. They're also called designers. So all those jobs that you find at home back in Kenya, they are here. It's only that they have different names. So if you reached class 8, do not be afraid of filling out your green card. Fill out your green card and wait. And I said, even if you fill out the green card for the first time and you do not get it, there is always, every year in October, there is that chance of filling out your green card. As long as you have a passport, you qualify to fill out your green card. So do not be afraid. Ruth Wanjiro, sorry, no. Do not be afraid, Berry Wanjiro, for filling out your green card, because you reached class 8. Now, I have talked about that question on David Dashner. He's the guy who was asking me if he can add himself on the DS-260. And I said, please contact them first. Let them know before you do anything. Now, I have Rose Alois asked me a question. What if I live with somebody and got one daughter without marriage, and then we got separated? What can I do? So this looks like that you had lived with a man and then you had a child. I'm trying to interpret it like that. So basically, in the US, Anne Mapesa, thank you and welcome to the show. We are talking about questions. And you just found me reading a question about this lady. Her name is Rose Alois. She's asking, what if I lived with somebody and got one daughter without marriage, and then we got separated? What can I do? Now, if children are involved, or you are involved with a man, that child belongs to two people. So if you separated, or if your marriage was annulled, because if you live with someone and you have a baby, of course you have lived with that person for 9 months, sorry. And in the Kenyan common law, if you live with a man for 6 months, that is your husband. It doesn't matter. That's your husband. So make sure that you have a legal document that shows that you separated. even if you did not go through divorce or whatever, just show that you separated. Because when you go to the American embassy, you have a child, you have his child. Because in the US believes that a child belongs to two people. You will have to present documentation showing that you have custody of that child, because they do not want you to take that child to the US without the other parent knowing. So if you have been taking care of that child, what you need is something to show that you have custody of that child, because they don't want to think that you want to take that child to another country without the knowledge of the other parent. So very, very important. Make sure that you tell them that it is not a word of mouth. This is a country of paperwork, and you have to be able to produce support of what you're telling them. They need to know. So you cannot just show up with a child in the American embassy. Yes, it's your child. What about the father? What happened to the father? You have to be able to explain that. Then I have this is just a compliment. Mike Jones, you are an inspiration. I'm learning a lot of stuff. And then so this is just a repetition. James Kamau was asking about the class 8 certificate. I said that you can qualify. Now let's look about concepta conscious. She's asking, I'm gonna read, talking affidavit. My age has a problem and I want to change it. I don't know why the age has a problem and why she wants to change it, but I'm gonna try and explain this question as best as I can. So in the DV-260, do I have to present both passports, one with the wrong age and the other one with the correct age? So I think that maybe the passport had a wrong date and the birth certificate had a different date. Now, the best thing I would do is to have my passport, the date of my passport corrected. And I don't know, because like I said, I had a case whereby my name in my ID was wrong. So I had to go and get an affidavit to show that I was the same person. So for this question, I would like I would myself, because this is the age. I would go and ask an advocate or a lawyer and tell them if I need they will advise me if I need an affidavit, or if I need to have them correct my passport. So it's very, very important, because you do not want to present two dates of births to the American embassy, because they will think that those are two people. Date of birth is very important in this country. You know, the first thing you identify, those are called identifiers here in the US. So for example, if I am calling my insurance company and I need something, they will ask for my name and I will tell them my name. The next thing that they ask me is my date of birth. Date of birth is very, very important. And then they ask you about your address. Now, if it has a problem with your date of birth, please go and look for an advocate and ask them how to go about it, or just go ahead and have the date of birth or your passport corrected, because that might bring a big problem, because everybody has one date of birth. There is no way that you can have two date of births. So please make sure that that is corrected. Do not present a birth certificate and a passport that has two birth dates. That's not going to be valid, because we only have mine had a wrong name and I was able to get an affidavit. So about the date of birth, please ask an advocate and they will let you know what to do about that. Now, I have another one. Is it okay if I leave my daughter behind and get her after 3 years? Now, when they stamp your visa for the green card, they only give you 6 months to be in the US. Now, you can have financial problems. There's an instance whereby one spouse, maybe the husband or the wife, but most of the time they like the first applicant to enter US first. If one spouse is going before the others, because maybe they want to go and maybe look for some money and then send the money home, so that they can have airfare, because the airfare is a lot. The plane ticket is very expensive. So sometimes you might not be able to travel, all of you. But the green card visa, you're not going to leave your child behind for 3 years. They want you, if you leave your family behind, the family that was left behind, they want them to be in the US before 6 months are over, because the visa that is going to be stamped on your passport is only gonna be for 6 months. So you cannot leave your daughter behind and bring her back after 3 years. So make sure that you have those arrangements and make sure that your daughter is here before her visa expires. Because when the visa expires, that's another story, and you don't want to go through all those stories. This is a chance. When you win a green card, it's a one-time opportunity. I call it a God's blessing, because how I grew up and where I grew up, we were so poor that I never even thought that I could be in the US. Like, seriously. I remember we used to go to school with no shoes. My mom was single, and we were not liked by so many people. There is that stigma. I come from the central province, and when women get married and they leave their husbands, there is that stigma that is associated with those women. So that's how I grew up. And even the people who know me, nobody knew that I could be here in the US. So if you have kids, make sure, and you're leaving them behind, make sure that you bring them to the US before that visa is expired after 6 months. Very, very important. So do not leave your kids behind. And like I said, this country, they love families. They love to see families. So you might get even it's better for you with your child instead of leaving your child behind. So that is very, 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 very important. Let me see if I have another question here. Okay, Lamek Wendo. Kindly, as Kenyans, are we allowed to use our old passports in this DV, or must you have new ones? This one is watching me from Asia. Now, if you have a passport, when you look at your passport nicely, it has the date that it was issued and it has an expiry date. Now, if you go and it doesn't matter whether you had gotten that passport and you have never used it. Look at the expiry date. If that passport is expired, go and get a new one. You cannot go to process your green card with an expired passport. Actually, even for application, you're not going to apply with an expired passport. Make sure that the expiry date on that passport, the one that you have, the Kenyan passport, it is not expired. So if you have an expired one, it's time to go and get a new one. And like I said, we are going to fill the green card next month in October. We don't know the date yet, but when the date comes in, I'm gonna come in and let you know live, because I like to keep up with that website, travel.state.gov. That is where I read my information. So I just share. I'm just giving you tips on how to be successful to win when you win a green card, or how to apply the green card. If you go to Charities Bubble USA, I have outlined all the videos and I've talked about step to step of what of tips that can help you do better. Because I had no idea about this thing, and it took me a while. Some parts I struggled. You know what I mean? So if you know and you have some information, at least you can apply and go there and read all the information, so that you are able to go through it smoothly. So that is the main purpose of this video, and also to encourage the people to fill out the green card. Fill out the green card. It doesn't matter even if you fill it out for 3 times. You will get it. By faith, you will get it. I got it. I got the green card. I came to the US, and now I practice nursing. I was able even to go to school, even being married and even with kids. I have 4 children, and I was able to go to school. And like I said, I'm going back to school in January to get my associate's degree. So fill out the green card. I have friends in Kenya who are telling me, it's so bad, we don't have jobs, or whatever. Fill out the green card and pray, because I know and I believe that just like I got it, you can get it. So these are just tips on how to go about it. And we have a new video that I have posted like 30 minutes ago about how to go about your interview, your green card interview. It's on air right now, so go watch it. If you have won your green card and you're preparing to go for your interview, there are tips there that you after you watch the video, that you'll get more understanding and more information on how to do it or where to go. Now let me see. I have Stephen Sokeng who asked me, I have a question at the level of signing and submitting. That is the DS-260. Now, when you fill out the DS-260, when you look at that video that I put in there, I only explained one part. But if all the family members have to have their page of the DS-260, and why I am saying that is that when you come here in the US and it comes to when you go to get your citizenship after 5 years, like I said, I'm an American citizen now. I got my citizenship last year. They have your information, they have your file. So there was my file, there was the file for my husband, there was a file for my son, and there's also a file for my daughter. So the DS-260, when you are coming to the first applicant, the person who won the green card is the one who starts with their information, and then the other parts are for the spouse. If it is for the spouse, so what is he's asking which passport number should be put. So if you're filling the area for the spouse, put the spouse's passport number. If you're filling for your child, put their passport number. I think for the child, you will put your passport number, and then you can put theirs behind, because a parent is supposed to sign off for the child. So it's very, very important. Don't put your passport number everywhere, because there is information for the other people. But the first applicant is the one that leads. It's like she's the first one, so she's the one who will fill out their name. And of course, when you get your green card and you're traveling in the US, they like to see the first applicant, the first one to enter the US. They require that the first applicant enters the US, either with the family or before, and then the family must follow before 6 months are over, because I said that the visa expires after 6 months. Now, Alinur Mohammed is saying we won, but the case number is another problem. Now, when you win your green card, when you now let's look at October. October, you fill out your green card, right? Then you wait until May. When you fill out, you'll get a confirmation number. After they submit your application, the first instance that you submit your first application of filling out the green card application, you get a confirmation number. Now, that confirmation number, keep it safe. Keep it safe. And when you keep it safe, it's that after you have, when they open in May, that number is the one that you will enter, so that you can know whether you have been selected or you have not been selected. So don't lose your confirmation number. My story, I lost my confirmation number. And believe me, it took me a lot of strength and a lot of researching for me to get it back. It did. So please keep your confirmation number. Keep your confirmation number safe. Now, I have a question from one of our viewers, Aziza Ochu. Welcome to the show. They are asking, how do they pick winners? Now, a green card lottery is like the way you go for, what can I say? Charity sweepstake. It's like, what can I say? Because it's random. It's like when you go and you want to, it's like a game of winning. A game whereby you are many people, and there is a prize to be won. So that prize to be won, every person has applied. So it is a computer that selects randomly. It selects randomly. It is not that they know the people that they are selecting. No, it selects randomly. So this is like a game, and it selects anybody. That is why we have countries that qualify, and when the people apply, the computer selects their name randomly. So you have to be very. I'm very lucky that I won that thing, because so many people, we are chosen among so many people, but God's hand when it's there, or some power high there when it's there, you will get it. So it is selected randomly. It's not that they know those people. They don't know anybody. Now, I have Janet Wanjiro. Thank you for watching us. I'm 57 years old. Can I apply? Yes, you can. It doesn't have an age limit. It does not have an age limit to apply for the green card, as long as you have the right documentation. Like I said, they don't discriminate. They do not discriminate against anybody. And after you win your green card, if you follow what they want, so my shows tell you about the tips of what you are supposed to do and what I did. You will get it. It is not hard. The green card visa is is the easiest way to come to the US, because when you come here with a green card, you just you get all the benefits, all the benefits. The only thing that you cannot get is you cannot vote. So you have to wait until 5 years, and then you can get your citizenship and you can vote. And like I said, I posted another video about the interview for the people who have won the green card. Go watch that show. I mean, go watch that video, and you will see the tips. You will see what to carry. You will see what you'll see everything that you need to prepare before you go for your interview, because we want you to succeed. Our green card interview took only 3 minutes, because we had done everything that they required. It is not that we did not have hurdles. We did, because some of the things we did not know, but we did. Janet Wanjiro says, thanks. I thought I'm past the entrant age. No, you're not. No, you're not. Go apply your green card, and you are not past the entrant age. Here in the US, we have nurses who are working and they're 75 years old. Actually, when I went to nursing school, I went to school with a lady who was 56 years old. You're 57. We went to nursing school together, and we finished and she passed, and now she's practicing nursing. So go try your luck. And when you try your luck, just by the grace of God, I know you will get it. So let me see if I have more questions here. Now, Lydia Minor asked me, I'm watching here in Abu Dhabi. My question is, can I apply here while my family in Kenya? And what is the status when you are a widow? Now, you can apply anywhere that you are, because I know there are some people who live here in the US. Hi, Monica Wairimo. Welcome to the show. I have seen people who live here in the US and they have applied and then they have gone back home to process. And then she's saying, what is her status when she's a widow? If you're a widow, it doesn't matter. The only thing that you will need to produce in the American embassy is a death certificate to prove that your spouse died. So very, very, very important. So do not feel discriminated that you are a widow or you're separated or you're single or maybe you are aged. No, go try it out. Go try it out. So long as you have the best, you have followed their rules and you have read on that website, travel.state.gov. I always insist, even after you have watched my shows, go back there and verify. Verification is very, very important, because I'm just giving you the tips because I have gone through the whole process. And being in the US for 7 years now, I know one or two things that can help someone. If I had someone when we won our green card, if I was watching a show like this one, I would have learned a lot of things, but I did not. So I am trying to help someone out there who would get something. Now let's see if I have another question. Salome Wafula is asking, what if we are married and we don't have a marriage certificate? Now, and I like referring to myself. When I got married to my husband, we didn't have a marriage certificate. We got married the traditional way, the one that you get married and then they go and they pay dowry and then you leave and life is okay. So when we got the green card, and we one of the requirements was that we needed to have a marriage certificate. So we went and we didn't do a big wedding. Do not do a big wedding. Don't do a big wedding. Just go, you can go to the DC's office, I believe, and do just a marriage. You just need to have a witness. And then there's people there who can do your marriage, or go talk to your pastor or your priest and tell them that you need to do a marriage and you only need the witnesses. And then you can do your marriage and then they can sign. And then the pastor, most pastors, they are certified to give the marriage certificate. So Don't think that I did not do any wedding when I did whatever when we got the green card. No, we just went to our priest, and then we just did. Actually, we did it during mass. It was during second mass. We just went in there, and then we said our vows, and that was it. We were given the marriage certificate, and we got it. So please make sure that you have a marriage certificate. Now, Monica Wairimo, thank you for watching us. My teenage girl turned 21 years this month. Can I apply her? Yes, please apply for her, because when you at the time of application, they look at the time of application. How old was your child? And I'm going to give you an example of my son when we were applying for citizenship. My son was turning 18. So if we had applied for her citizenship, for his citizenship before, when he turned when before, like one day before he was 18 years old, he would not have to go through and do the test and everything. So if your daughter turned 21, please put them there. When you win your green card, because they will be 21, they qualify. They qualify for you to add them there. So thank you for that question. So please include her. Do not leave her behind. She's 21. 21 years old are still kids. My son still lives with me. He's 19 now. And we want to see those young people come to the US and just get something, because it breaks my heart. And I feel lucky when I sit here and talk about this, because if my son had finished high school, maybe he could be in college, but after college, I don't know where I could get him a job. Because yes, I had a business and anything and everything, but still you find that most of our Kenyan parents, our kids are going to school, they go to college, and then they come back home, they tarmac. So it's try the green card. Please try the green card. And of course, after I finish with this session of the green card, I'm going to talk about other visas that you can that you can use and come to the US, because there are other different visas that you can use. Now, I think I had talked about this question about why people do nursing when they come to America. Now, nursing is very, 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 very marketable here in the US, because now, like right this COVID season, they are in need of doctors, they are in need of nurses. So you find that even where we work as nurses, we feel the shortage. We feel the shortage. So if your child comes here and maybe they were doing something like business, they were going to the university here to go and do business, I would advise them maybe to change and do nursing, because nursing, you will get a job every day. And as Africans, we do better in nursing, because if you come here and you do business and you want to become a manager, at the end of the day, when you're going to be hired, you're not going to be hired to become a manager. It might take years and years before you become a manager. Now, when you go to school and become, and I'm not saying that you cannot become a manager. I know you can become a manager, you can become an engineer, you can. So instead of nursing, you can tell your child to do engineering. People are doing very well in engineering. But business, don't tell them to come, because I've seen people who have come here and they say that they are doing business, and then I'm like, after you do business, it's okay, but it's not like the best. It's not the best. So most people come here, they're pursuing something, and you can change. You can always change your major. They won't ask you when you want to change your major. You can always change your major. But apart from nursing, what other jobs can be done here in the US? Because it's not only nurses. There are so many other jobs that can be done in the US, and I'm going to give an example of my husband. So when we came here, my husband used to be a business person in Kenya. So when he came here, he went and did healthcare, but he did not like working in the healthcare sector, because when you come here, the first instance, even before I became a nurse, I started by becoming a caregiver, a CNA, whereby you have to take care of the old people. You just do like housework. And because they're very old, they cannot even maybe shower themselves or whatever. You help them with everything. It's called activities of daily living. That's where most people start. because that you get more money and you can work more hours and you get more. It's better than going to work in a supermarket. So he did not like working in the healthcare field. So what he did after some time, he decided to change, and he started doing a garbage collection, whereby you go, here in America, people throw away a lot of stuff. So he started collecting people's trash. And by God's blessing, he was able to buy his own truck. So and then he advertises. There are some websites that you can advertise, and then when you advertise, you get people. Maybe they want you to go and collect their trash. Maybe they want you to go and throw away something like a TV or whatever. You put that one and you go and throw it, and you go and throw it in the dump site, and you get paid, because in this country, people do not like manual work. If you're doing manual work, you get paid more. Another thing, if your child came here and they became a plumber, plumbing, they get a lot of money. My husband is also a plumber, but he did not pursue to get certified. He wants to do that so that he can become certified. But if you have a plumber, they do very well. A carpenter, they do very well. So hizo kazi za mkono, the work of the hands, the manual work, you get paid. Even the people who do road construction, most Spanish people like to do road constructions. They get a lot of money. If you go to truck driving, you get a lot of money. So it is not only nursing. There are other jobs that can be done. The only thing that you need to do is just look at what you like. Karen Kirote, thank you for that compliment. So you can do anything here. So do not come with a mindset that it is only nursing that I can do, because some people are blessed differently. Sometimes maybe you are like, maybe I will not make it. Maybe you came here with minimum work experience of 2 years old, of 2 years, and you don't want to go back to school. So there are other things that you can do other than nursing, and you still earn a living, because they want to see that you're earning a living here in the US and you're able to support yourself. And if you have a family, you're able to support your family. So jobs are many here. There are some people, there are even farms here. There are farms, and you can go and work in someone's farm and just, they have cows, they have goats, they have even maize plantations. They call it corn. They call them corn fields. So you can do all that work. So it is not only that you have to work in an office, or you have to come and become a nurse like me. There are so many things that can be done. So very, very important. So Monica Wairimo is asking me another question. So we parted with the dad when he was 1 year. I did change her name. That has her dad's name and also her birth certificate. It still reads her dad's name. What will happen if I win? Now, if you win, you make sure that you go and get a documentation that you are the one who has custody of that child, because when the dad's name is in the birth certificate, the dad counts. The dad counts. Now, in Kenya, when men just like dishing out kids to whatever, to women, and then they just leave them. Now here in the US, if you have a child, even if you're 14 years old, you are entitled, you must take care of that child. Here, actions have consequences. There's something called child support. You have to support that child. You're not going to leave a child to the woman to take care of. No, the government is going to follow you. You find that even some people, they are working and their salary is just cut even before they get it, and it goes to take care of the child. The same case even with a woman. If you want to abandon your children, you don't want to take care of them. Or like for me, I'm doing my nursing, and I decide that today I'm not going to take care of my kids. My salary is going to be, they are going to cut a chunk of my salary and give it to my husband, because he's the one who is taking care of the kids. So please make sure that you have a documentation for custody. That one is no. If you go to the children's department, I believe there's children's departments in Kenya, you can get that documentation. So very, very important. And you can actually I can text you I have a cousin who's an advocate, and he can help you with that information. Now, Aziza Ochu is asking, when applying for the DV lottery, do I need my passport with me, or just details which are in my passport? Now, you need, why you need the passport is because the details that are in your passport are what you are going to fill out in the slot, because they will ask you your passport number, So make sure that you know it well, and they will ask you the date of issue and the date of expiry of your passport. So you necessarily do not have to carry it if you don't want to carry it, but you have to have it just for the details. What they need is the details in your what they need is the details in your passport. So very, very important about that. So, and I hope that you're planning to fill out your green card this October. I hope that as many people fill out the green card. We want to have many people are here. This is a very good country. It's the only country that you will not go to and look for a job and people are asking for something in return. This is a country that you know that if you send something somewhere, if you send a parcel or a package somewhere, it is going to reach safely. This is a country whereby people are going to tell you the way it is. And like I said, when people come to the US, people say that people have changed. It's not that you change. You come here, you learn their ways, and you live like them. So you find that we become more open. We become more. If we point out things that we don't like very openly. You find that our African way of life is a little bit different because people do not want to hurt your feelings, so they are not going to tell you the truth. And that's why I say when it comes to this green card thing, and even if you come to the US in a different way, you have to be very truthful, especially when you're filling out those papers, and especially when you're going to talk to the consular. Do not fill out your Ds-260 and then you go and give a different story there in the American embassy. That's why you find that people are denied. So read. Africans, we are not used to reading. We just, maybe sometimes you're given a document by someone and you don't even read, you just sign it. Make sure that you read. That's why I always direct you. Go to the website travel.state.gov. If you read about the green card lottery. If I had someone to tell me about this information, it would have been a very, very, very smooth. So Lamek Wendo, hi, thank you for bringing this informative news. Yeah, I'm just trying to give tips to people so that just to see if I can help someone who is out there, who is like me when I was when we won our green card and we had no we didn't have a clue on how to go about it. Now, Caroline Gary had asked, what are some of the things, give an example of social scripts that can deny you a visa. I had talked about things that will make you, I have a video that I've talked about things that will make them deny you a visa. Now, just an overview. If you have a bad good conduct, you have not been very nice, you have been stealing, you have been beating up, you're involved in domestic violence, you have been arrested, jailed. Now that kind of information is gonna make them not give you an American visa. They do not want to invite criminals in this country. They want to invite people who they know that they are of good morals and people who are not going to come here and be a problem. Now, another thing, Caroline, you must have a host when you win your green card. When you're filling out your Ds-260, you must have your host. So make sure that you have your host and the host gives you an address so that you can write it there so that they know that you're going. Another thing is that if you add a person there, you want to add someone there who was not there when you filled out your first application. That is why I talk about honesty and the truth. Men are used to, even women nowadays is bad. You can decide to be doing your own things and you're married and you're not telling your family. So you find out like maybe it's a lady or it's a man, they have won a green card, but they did not include their husband or they did not include their children. Now those things will come around because if you did not fill them and you go and lie and they find out that you have a family, they will deny you a visa. Now, if you fill out and you win, because you never know, I said this is a lottery. They select you randomly. So if you win and you find that you have won and you did not add your wife or your kids, or you did not add your husband and your kids, and you want to put them in the Ds-260, believe me, they are not going to give you that visa. They will not, because you're adding people who you truthfully hid. You truthfully you chose. Actually, I like to use the word choice. You chose not to put in the first application. They will not, because they will see that you're not a very honest person. So however you have, even if you have 10 kids, put them there. Hmm? So if you have 10 kids and you don't have anything to process, we are going to mobilize. Huh? We'll mobilize, and you will get you will get the finance so that you can process your DS, whatever, your green card visa. So please make sure that you are truthful. So once again, thank you for joining me. And in this session, I was trying to answer questions about the DS-260. I have posted a new video about when you're going for the green card interview, what you require to do, and some tips on how I like to be successful in the interview, because the interview is the climax. That's the climax. That is when you're going to meet the person who will determine whether you will come to the US or you will not come to the US. So go watch that video. It is on air right now. If you have questions, leave them there. I'm going to read your questions. I'm going to try to answer them. I try to answer your questions when I go to work and I am on break. So that's when I am just that's when I am just answering your questions. And then I'm going to have another session after before I post another video, and then I'll answer questions that people have about the interview. So once again, thank you very much for staying here with me and staying tuned to Charities Bubble USA. Call a friend, call a relative, have them subscribe, comment, and I'll see you again another time. So God bless you.